That's for all the 12 telemarketers that called, a record-breaking 12 telemarketers that called me yesterday, an additional 4 that I got today. So that's now 16 in 2 days. Yeah, 12 just being the most when it should have been, when those 12 calls instead should have been, those those companies that I applied for. And hopefully I did not accidentally poop on my underwear, because I farted that. It seems like I gotta take a dump after, just from being in this dump. I'm sorry if I sound really corny or really silly here, but that's what my dog's doing to me. When I'm feeling like a bored motherfucker in there. You know what I'm saying? Like, as irrelevant as ever and all that shit, right? Well, you know what? I just feel I need something like this just to entertain myself, and whoever feels the kind of way, so be it, right? So anyways, here's what my next topic is gonna be. And it's nice to see it's a little bit bright out right now. I mean, I remember in the beginning of December when I left at 5, it was still kind of this bright, but I just feel like leaving at 5:30 for 13 years, almost at this point, I just feel spoiled, because by the end of January to like February, it starts to get a little bit brighter now when I leave. But the fact that I leave at 5:30 still every single goddamn day, and it's just annoying as hell, because I need a new job at this point. Not just for the money. Obviously we all need better pay, but just to save my life at this point. It should have been just about the money, but now all of a sudden it's also it's also about saving my life and from any further drama. So let's talk about this for a little bit. I won't go too long, so I want to talk a little bit about who you see right here. This is like a collage from the 2022 Christmas party in my workplace, right? And it's focusing on these particular peeps, these co-workers that I had before that were in my aisle. And it's Laura, Melissa, and Paula, and there's Andrew in there as well. So here's the thing. I regret not spending enough time with them. I mean, I did spend a little bit of time talking to Laura, and a little bit more with Melissa, and obviously with Paula, who has been there the longest of the other two, right? And I can factor in Andrew since, when we had developed our friendship late, we played ping pong, just one time, and that's before he was part of the almost 20 people who left. In 2023. That started in April, right? Not to mention a record-breaking 4 people left in April, including him and Leanne, who's been there for a long time, 7 years if I'm not mistaken, or it's just 6 years rather, or I think it's 7 years, because she came in 2016, like later 2016, right? And then Javi has been there for well over 10 years, and Laura, yeah, like I said, I regret spending more time. I mean, Paula was the only one of the three that I spent most time with. But even then, it didn't feel like it was enough. It was not much enough time because like, if I gotta be honest, this is about the coolest crew that I would have easily spent time with if I wasn't always in my own zone. Yes, I have already reached a point at that time when I just wanted to just leave because I was already in my 10th year at the time, and considering that I've had several job interviews in that year, like particularly in the summer. What the hell is that? Who dropped all that stuff over there? Man, clean that shit up, dude. Man, you're lucky that wasn't even a crowbar or a freaking nail or like a tire even. That could cause some accidents right there. And dude, even people are leaving things on the freeway too. And that's dangerous, man. I mean, it's one of the reasons why so many accidents just happen on either on the street or on the freeway. It's not only because cars collide with one another, but when they see things that that unbeknownst to them, that all of a sudden they had to suddenly shift, and I mean that also causes for accidents. So it's like people gotta be careful about putting accidentally leaving things on the street. You know what I mean? So man. I mean, the rate of accidents now has gone higher than it was before. So, and let's not forget, there's a lot of careless drivers out there. A lot more now than I witnessed in the past, especially when I started driving. So, anyways, getting back to this topic, I really like those guys. And they had such great chemistry together. It's just that I just wish that if I wasn't in my zone all the time, I would have definitely liked to spend more time with them. I talked to Melissa a little bit more. I mean, I got to know her a little bit. She likes drawing. She likes Halloween. That's how I got to know about the Terrifier. So, and through her, because she was a fan of Terrifier. Amari is a huge lover of Terrifier. The Terrifier is her husband, you know what I'm saying? So, so I learned a little bit about Melissa, and, for Laura, I mean, I think she was the least I spent time with, and I know she's very quiet, she's very humble, she's beautiful, man. But I wanted to spend more time talking to her. It's not a sign of favoritism, but it's like, man, out of all those three, as much as I really enjoyed talking to Paula and Melissa, I felt like I could have done the same with Laura, maybe a little bit more. Just kidding. You see, all those girls are pretty. All right, they're pretty. They're very sweet. They're very humble, right? And they had built a really good chemistry together. And Andrew's a good guy. When we had a lot of people in 2022. It's just, I even talked to Kevin a little bit. I started talking to him a little bit more when the Warriors won the championship. Then all of a sudden he left. And Andrew, we played one game of ping pong. All of a sudden he left. I think Laura's been there for like a year or so. I think she started in 2021, late in 2021. And, she was still wearing a face mask that time. So, nevertheless, she still looked really pretty. But, without it, she looked even prettier. I'll tell you that much. But, it's just, I really missed them all. And I started, where I started spending more time talking to them was after they left, right? So Paula and we started communicating recently, again, via email, even though she's been super busy and such. So Paula is, of those three, Paula is the only one I've been keeping in touch with the most, which is great. It's great to even talk to Paula, right? Laura, I got to talk to her on Instagram, and although I'm not on social media right now, I don't know how else I can keep in touch with her, but I mean, if I was back in Instagram, yeah, for sure, I can talk to her, right? It may not be as much as it was like the first time we talked. You know, when we talked about, you know, we discussing about like why they left the workplace and all of that, right? So, you know, we had a very strong conversations to begin with, and since then it's just, you know, it's been very little now, and you know, it's just, you know, until I get a new job, you know, and then maybe I'll then tell Laura, hey, I got a new job finally. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And Paula has been pushing me to get out. She's like, get the hell out of there. And I told her about my current pay, you know. She said barely. I'm like, yeah, get the hell out of there. You know what made me laugh about like our recent conversation, when she said that it was like high school. That place. Oh my God. I got a good laugh when she said that. It's like high school. Seriously. It does feel like it. That dump does feel like it. No doubt. It does feel like high school. Which is why I have all this drama in my life. Because of that dump. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, she's definitely right. You know? And it's just, when you have that much favoritism, and considering the fact that it is a popularity contest when it comes to like Halloween cubicle contest, even like Halloween cubicle contests, considering like, I mean, you got people, I'm not saying that they're not good at decorating, but shoot, their decorations are a little more simplified than, you know, the fact that mine that has like most stuff. Like, and look, I get it. You know, it's, I don't know, like, I know the prizes are like not to my interest, but still, I could have, like, if those prizes were like, for example, an earbuds, like an earphones or earbuds, you know, those wireless earphones, right, or AirPods, whatever we call them, or like a KFC $50 gift card or whatever. If there's any of those prizes like that, and I competed and I still lost, I would have seriously been pissed off. But hey, you know what? You know, naturally, I love decorating, and I love to be detailed, especially with my decorations. But unfortunately, I didn't win. I lost to someone who had lesser decorations, and even Amari was really concerned, and she was like, "Man, that's not fair." But it is what it is. So, look, man. Like I said, I miss all of these girls, and even Andrew. So, you know, life goes on. All of these guys were part of the almost 20 people that left in 2023, and my heart just sunk because, and even Francisco, man, was part of that. But unfortunately, it is what it is, man. Like, to this day, I'm still feeling bummed out. I mean, nothing's ever gonna feel the same, you know, without them. I know, like, even with them, it has not really, it's never gonna be close to what it was in the beginning of my time in that workplace where, you know, when we had all these people who are a lot more approachable, you know, but I do regret that I didn't even spend enough time with these other girls, you know. So, but Paula, I'm still able to keep in touch with. I can still talk to Laura if I want to, you know. So I don't know if there's any chance that we can do a get together and what have you. I know they got their own lives and shit, and who knows about their current work schedules. Like, something tells me I kind of want to do one because, you know, maybe I'll get to know them a lot more. I really do miss you know, I miss just working with them and all that. So yeah, you know, it is what it is. So just tell me what you guys think, man. I miss Melissa, Paula, and Laura so much. Even more so Laura and Paula. I mean, even though me and Paula are keeping in touch still on email, but Laura, man. Whew. Okay, peace. Thank you for watching, everyone. Like, share, and subscribe.